Hello everyone, this is bar and picture graphs, measurement and data for 3rd grade. I've got some key vocabulary terms here. We've got bar graph, picture graph, which we'll be going over in detail, and then some of the elements that go along with them, the categories, a key, a vertical axis, a horizontal axis. All of those we'll be going over throughout the lesson. For a second, I want to take you right on over here to this side. We've got a couple of anchor charts. We've got a bar graph side. We've got a picture graph side. So let's go ahead and start with the bar graph just to get going here. So the bar graph, one of the first things we want to do with it is have a graph title. So the graph title is telling us what the graph is about. In this particular case, the graph is titled Siblings at Home. Next, we have what we call y-axis and the x-axis. So the y-axis goes up and down, the x-axis goes left to right. So we have that here. Vertical axis on our vocabulary moves up and down. The horizontal axis moves left and right. So with these axes come titles, so we know what we're talking about. So the title of the x-axis tells us what we are collecting data about. In this case, it is the type of sibling. The y-axis is what is being counted. In this case, it's the number of siblings. Now we also have another few key terms we use when constructing a bar graph. We have our scale, it tells the amount of data. We have the categories, which show the specific type of data. And from there, we have that's basically it, other than the bars, which obviously just show us our value. So we've got everything here. We've got brother and sister, which is our categories. So what this graph is telling us is a person, the number of siblings at home. So everybody who we collected data about, there was 4 brothers and there was 5 sisters. So that kind of shows us what a bar graph is. Now with picture graphs, it's a little bit different. You're still going to have your graph title, so what the graph is about. You're still going to have your categories, which is the specific type of data we're measuring, but we have a little different look. So we're not using the bars, we're using something called symbols. So the symbols can be anything we can use to represent data. Key is the quantity of each symbol. We have that over here. Quantity of how much each symbol is worth. So going back to our picture graph, we see that the key is 1 red circle equals 3 students. So in this case, we can take a look at 3 students' favorite food is spaghetti because they have 1 symbol, the 1-to-3 ratio. So with hamburgers, we've got 3 symbols. 3 times 3, if we're using our key, is going to show 9. And pizza, everybody loves pizza. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we have 15 total students whose favorite food is pizza. So now, how can we apply these to learning and to questions? Well, we have problem 1 here, and we have problem 2 here. One's focusing on a bar graph, and the other one's going to be focusing on a picture graph. So if we read the 2 problems, the first one states, using the following data, construct a bar graph using the following properties. We want to use the graph title, we want to use the x-axis title, the y-axis title, a scale, and categories. So we're going to come on over and use some manipulatives here. So we're going to start with this one. So our title, based on the data that's given to us, is favorite color. So we'll use 3rd graders' favorite color is going to be our graph title. Now, as far as what we're measuring, so our category, or what is being counted, is the number of students. What is actually being measured is the colors that the students choose. So, according to the problem, we've got yellow, we've got pink, we've got green, and we've got blue. If we take a look at the problem here, it's showing 3 students' favorite color is pink, 2 is yellow, 5 are blue, and 3 are green. So we've got some manipulatives here we can use. They're just basically color tiles. So we can see the actual colors and then we have the corresponding color that goes with the tile. So, first things first, we have our scale. It starts at 0 and it goes by 1 increments all the way up to 8. We've got our colors, blue, green, yellow, and pink. And we've already got our title, so everything looks good. It looks ready to rock and roll. So we're going to take a look at our data. So with blue, we see that there's 5. So I'm going to take 5 of my blue color tiles, and we're simply going to add them one by one. So 1 there, 1 there, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got our bar there built with the tiles. So next we have written down as green. So green, according to the problem, tells us we have 3 students who chose green as their favorite color. So we're going to use those tiles for green. 1, 2, and 3. So next up is yellow. The problem tells us 2 students chose yellow as their favorite color. So we're going to go 1 and 2. And last but not least, pink. So 3 students chose pink according to the problem. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and there you have it. We have our bars made with the tile manipulatives. Now, going back to the problem, we want students to know how to construct these graphs based on data, but we also want them to be able to answer both 1-step and 2-step problems pertaining to the data on the graph. So an easy 1-step problem, they can tell if someone didn't have this data up here and they just wanted to look straight at the graph, well, how many students chose blue? They can simply go back to their graph, look at blue, look at the scale, see that it goes up to 5, and make a conclusion that 5 students chose blue as their favorite color. Now, if we're thinking 2-step problem, if 2 more people chose yellow, how many more students chose yellow over pink? So there's a couple things you have to do here. Well, if 2 more people from the outside chose yellow as their favorite color, well, we've got to add 2 yellow tiles. And therefore, we can answer the second part of the question, which is, how many more students chose yellow over pink? Well, when we added 2, we can tell by looking at our graph, 4 students now have chosen yellow, and only 3 students have chosen pink. Therefore, 1 more student chose yellow over pink as their favorite color when we take that into account. So now, next problem. Problem number 2 focuses on the pie graph, or not the pie graph, I'm sorry, the picture graph. So it says, using the following data, construct a picture graph. A pie shop sells a range of different pies. Here are the sales figures for the number of pies sold for each day of the week. So we see Monday, there was 20 pies sold. Tuesday, there was 40. Wednesday, there was 20. Thursday, there was 40. Friday there was 60, and Saturday there was also 60. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a picture graph. So we have it all set up here. So we have the categories, so the days of the week. So we could actually write that in if we wanted to, and just write days of the week. And we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if we get stuck, oh man, I forgot what these are called, go back to our vocabulary. Categories. What are we doing with the categories? They're the item that's being measured. So we're measuring the amount of pies sold Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now again, we have our graph title, which we already know from the anchor chart. It's just telling us what the graph is about. Next, we have our key. So each, in this problem, I don't have pies that will fit pretty well on this picture graph, so I'm going to use paper clips. So we're going to use a manipulative paper clip to say that each paper clip is a symbol for 20 pies. So, if anyone gets stuck on what that is, and they can't think, their brain gets cloudy, we go back to the definition. So a key is a quantity of how much each symbol is worth. We have our paperclip. So we know each symbol, the paperclip, is worth 20 pies. So that whole statement there would be our key. So now we go to fill in the data. So Monday, there was 20 pies sold according to the problem. So we'll put that right there to show there was 20 pies sold. Well, Tuesday, there was 40 pies sold. So we're gonna use, since each paper clip counts as 20, 20, 40. Wednesday, there was only 20 sold that day. So we'll put one paper clip down for 20. Thursday, there was 40. So 20, 40. Friday, we're looking at 60. So we're gonna need 20, 40, and 60. And last but not least, Saturday is also a popular day just like Friday. So that's going to get 60, 20, 40, and 60. So there we have it. By knowing that each paperclip counts as 20 pies, we can easily tell the number of pies that were sold at the pie shop on each corresponding day. So there you have it. There's a great way to portray data in two different methods. There are other graphs you can use, but I felt it was good to focus on the standard here that focuses on bar and picture graphs. So there's a lot of good vocabulary that we can use to benefit us to review the content if we maybe forget what something is on a graph or where it should go. We've got a couple of great example problems we can use, and we've got a couple of great anchor charts. So these are just a great way to represent data in any way that you can, in any way that you see fit. So there you have it, bar and picture graphs for the 3rd grade.